Genuinely, somebody once said something that after starting, the most difficult thing to do is consistency. We want to thank you again for joining us on our consistent, never-ending episodes of Hotsports. It's a very beautiful Saturday morning. My name is Babajide Guerrero, and I had a very, very hot cup of tea this morning, and it gives me that great feel, put me in a good mood, to come and present this show with this fine gentleman in the studios. It's going to be an interesting edition of Hotsports. We'll go for a quick breather, and when we return, it's time to meet the gentleman in the studio. Stick around. And we are back. Perhaps you're just joining us. This is Hotsports. Needless to say, it's the longest running independent sports show on Nigerian television. My name is Babajide Guerrero, and my guys are in the studios. First off is Dare Oguns. And Dare, good to see you again. It's a beautiful morning.
Good morning. It's good to be here, particularly on a weekend where lots of games will be going down.
Yeah, a lot of games will be going down, a lot of happiness and fun as well. Remember that this year is the dial to talk about everything. Speaking of that talking, this man has talked himself into trouble with illness recently. But now it's a good feel that he's back, he's on his feet, he's out of the treatment table. My man, Adam Sinagada, how are you, man?
Good morning to our listeners.
You look sharper. Should we now say that the illness was good on you?
It was actually good. I added weight. Weight, but it's good to be back once again on Hotspot. I'm looking forward to seeing the African Basketball League starts soon, and also the Zenith Women Basketball League starts on Monday also.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about everything, especially with the fact that the Sunday Diary, that's the Honorable Minister for Sports, is looking to mediate into all these parties and ensure that we have a good, decent outing, basketball-wise, this season. Of course, Agada is on that beat. Last week, Saturday, the Rugby World Cup started, and we did mention South Africa playing their first game right there. And today, again, they're going to take to the pitch when they take on Namibia, 10:45, give or take, maybe 15 minutes from now. And meanwhile, England keeps a 100% record right there with Uruguay shocking Fiji. And if you know Fiji is such a powerhouse in the world of rugby. Remember that South Africa and Namibia first lost their opening games in the tournament to New Zealand and Italy, respectively. Look at Hotspot, just like what Adamson talked about. This is where we talk about basketball. So basically, we call it Hotspot Slam Dunk segment. And season is yet to resume, Adamson. And like I said earlier, the new Minister of Sports is looking to make sure that everything goes according to plan. And we shouldn't also allow the success of the Tigers in recent years to blind us and allow us to move forward.
But basically, I guess what he just did at that meeting was he sat down at the sit-down with the engineer Musa Kida, the MBBF board, and they talked about moving forward, taking the Basketball Federation to the next level. And they came up with this Zenith Women Basketball League. They had the previous round, and now they're moving to the conference playoffs final before we move to the national Final 8. The playoffs final are holding in Ibadan and Abuja, respectively. So I'm looking forward to seeing the likes of First Bank, Dolphins, and some of the big teams in women basketball in Nigeria play. And
we're also looking forward to that turning into an extension of success stories, for the D Tigers and, of course, for the league generally. We talk a bit of boxing now, where Dari's good friend and adopted brother, Tyson Fury, got a lot of cuts right there from Otto Wale, and that's the last time. But we're hearing a particular stat here, Dari, that the particular fight just yielded little above 3,000 number of people in that stadium.
In the capacity that about 20,000 seats. One would have expected a Tyson Fury to pull more. And having said that as well, let's not forget the fight was actually on the Mexican Independence Day. A certain Drake will be performing at the same venue in Los Angeles. So you expect fans to go see a Drake perform than to see another person being hit by a punch. At the end of the day, it's basically priority. He tried to play all his antics, and also by using Mexican to come see him fight with the outfit he wore into the fight and all that. But that is never enough to pull the crowd to himself. I mean, they want to see Drake perform ahead of punches to the face, which he got in the third round.
Let's talk some football now, because right there is one of the biggest, most celebrated sports in the world, football. The Carabao Cup in England, you want to also call it the League Cup, saw some very, very shocking results, gentlemen. Tottenham Hotspur losing to Colchester. West Ham United that defeated Manchester United, being thrashed by Oxford. Chelsea making mockery of Grimsby. I can see the look on your face. It's good to rub it in. Adamson is a Chelsea fan. And then Manchester United taken to the penalty shootout by a team that is 17th on League One, a team that have lost 3 of their last 4 games generally. Gentlemen, all of this and more could be talked about, but let me get your thoughts first, Adamson. From a Chelsea perspective, you see the way you're smiling, you see?
No, but actually it's good. I enjoyed the game against Grimsby Town. They moved on to the next stage. They're playing Manchester United, but I would have loved to see maybe play a lower league side so that the young guys will get to play to gain more experience. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, Lampard sticks with the same team. And for Tottenham Hotspur, come on, it seems that team is in disarray right now. We're hearing Pochettino might just leave, and Jürgen Klinsmann is touted to be the next manager, and also Massimiliano Allegri. But fingers crossed, I want to see a Pochettino with Manchester United.
I agree.
I also think that in as much as they have tried to do so well, they've done getting it wrong, most especially in the transfer window. One would have said that letting go of Lukaku for Rashford, letting go of your consistent highest goal scorer in the last 2 years for a player who is not proven yet in quote, has always been an Achilles heel for them to get our goals going forward. And hey, it's only going to section in will, they will always get back.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't run that particular bus like a Molue and then has a particular accident, but hopefully not. So we dovetail into English Premier League, guys. League will return this particular weekend, and then we'll also see the likes of Everton, who has been very, very disappointing this season so far. Chelsea, again, will be at home to Brighton and Wolves. Manchester City will travel to Everton. We'll also see Liverpool travel to Sheffield United, and Manchester United on Monday night will play against Arsenal. And I think that's the biggest game we could talk about at this time.
Absolutely.
Tottenham issues as well, but Arsenal, Man United. Somebody said it's the battle of the 2 most useless clubs right now, in England. Both of them most likely will finish 5th or 6th or 7th. But the bottom line is that both of them needs this particular game. Is the game coming in a good time, especially for Man United, who is in disarray right now? Let me start with you, Adamson.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I felt after the game against the League Cup game, Ole came out to say that he think his team is were actually good in penalties compared to playing full-time 90 minutes, and they are going on to play an Arsenal team. I think it's going to be a good game. It's good for a neutral fan like me. I would really want to see an Arsenal team maybe probably lose or draw. They are currently 4th, and Chelsea are seated 11th.
God.
I want Chelsea to move up the ladder. For Ole, it's a testing game. He might get sacked if he loses that game at Old Trafford, because you saw the last Premier League game they played, and you saw Ed Woodward was there, and Jones was actually reciting, "You're getting sacked in the morning," and Woodward went on to say, "Come on, stop it, we're on camera." So fingers crossed, hopefully Manchester United draw so that Chelsea can win and move on.
All right, so at the end of the day, this is a situation of the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about we're done talking about the English Premier League. Let's bring it back home now, where the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be playing against Brazil at the international friendly, of course, happening in Singapore. Well, Coach Gennett Rowe has brought out a 23-man list, and we have some new names and new faces. It's good to see the informed Granada of Spain midfielder, Ramon Aziz. Remember him from the under-17, under-20 time. And Czech-based forward, Peter Olayinka. The full list is on your screen. We also have to make mentions of Kenneth Omero, Abdullahi Shehu, Chidozia was then back from injury, and all of these guys were ones who were there at the 2-2 draw against Ukraine at the Dnipro Arena in Ukraine. Francis Uzor remains, as well as Ikechukwu Ezenwa, and the new boy who said he would always choose Nigeria over playing for Germany, regardless of how much he is offered. Kelechi Iheanacho is left out. Now, that's a worrying thing. I think we need to discuss that, guys, extensively. What is the Kelechi Iheanacho? What is the problem? Is there something fundamentally wrong? Is there something wrong with his fabric of his game? Or is it just natural laziness? Or was there... I don't believe there's anything more than any coach can solve. And if I thought there's a coach I can get the best out of any player, he's played under Pep Guardiola. Now it's
Claudio
playing
Ranieri.
Claudio Ranieri, Claude Paul. And now he's playing under Brendan Rodgers, and nobody seemed to get the best out. Gentlemen, this is up to you. Tell me.
You talked about getting the best out of players, and if there is any manager that can do that, it's definitely Brendan Rodgers. I mean, this is a man that took a certain rhyme telling at the expense of Victor Moses, and at the end of the day, we all knew what come out of a certain rhyme telling before moving to Manchester City for £50 million. For Kelechi Iheanacho on his own part, I think it's self-desire, I think it's self-holiness, I think it's self-belief, self-esteem as well. If you believe you can do it, definitely you should go for it. A lot of things have not helped him as well. Let's not forget the likes of Jimmy Vardy ahead of him. Perez as well, Carlos Perez coming from West Ham to join this same club is another factor we also need to put into equation as well. But having said all of this, Kelechi Iheanacho needs to realize that if he can do it at Manchester City, before Pep Guardiola came in, order a certain Roberto Mancini, then he should be able to do it at, in quotes, a lesser club in Leicester City.
Why are you laughing? This is a serious national situation, Adamson.
No,
You are talking Kelechi Iheanacho
That
here.
actually said he did it all, at Manchester.
Somebody would think that the guy scored like 100 goals and
Come on. I just feel Kelechi Iheanacho needs to pull himself out. He needs to sit and dig deep. I think it's actually psychological.
I think so too.
I don't really know the reason why he is not pushing himself enough, and I would feel the guys around him, that is his agent and probably some of his close pals, needs to talk to him that, man, you need to sit up and push it.
You know, if Kelechi, I mean, Hotsports is being watched all around, but if Kelechi is usually watching somebody that knows him, they need to probably help him at this time. He needs everybody around him because he's a player. We know that there's a glimpse of greatness in there somewhere. There's a glimpse of beautiful play in there, intelligent play in there, but we just need to see it at the highest level. I saw a very, very interesting look on his face when Osimhen played almost the entire game against Ukraine, and that's the same Osimhen that they're also from the same youth product. So, I mean, I'm one who demands a lot from players who I know they can actually do more. So, yeah, Kelechi Iheanacho, please do better, do more. Well, speaking of doing more, the Super Eagles Team B will face Togo today, not in that particular CHAN replay, but in a Waffle Cup qualifications, and we're looking forward to how that particular one would look like because recently Togo defeated Nigeria in 4-1, and that one was for the African Nations Cup. That's, of course, a local team tournament. And on a lighter mood, there was actually a jollof rice competition where Nigeria defeated Togo. And unfortunately, maybe the Togolese, maybe it must have heard about that news and they decided to return the favor on the football pitch. Gentlemen, Nigerian jollof, Togo jollof, anybody? Senegalese jollof, Ghana jollof? Which jollof is the winner? Let me know which is winning before I chase out of this studio.
I've actually not tasted anyone. So Nigeria jollof.
All right, so we will go for a quick break. But before then, we'll be talking on that side about FIFA the best. So right now, it's time to talk about the FIFA the best. That was our topic today. That is our topic today. Whether or not did Lionel Messi deserve that particular award. The gentlemen are in the studios, still very much with me, and it's time for the thesis statement right after this break.
Season in, season out, Lionel Messi have broken loads of record. 51 goals in 50 games. Come on, what else do you want from this man? He surely deserves FIFA the best.
For the FIFA the best award, we have the likes of Bernardo Silva, who was not even among the top 3. Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah. Bernardo Silva won 4 trophies last season: the Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and also the FA Community Shield. He won the Nations League. So what more do you ask of a player? You mentioned Lionel Messi breaking his scoring record. Yet Lionel Messi has been getting 23, at most 23 goals for the past 10 seasons. That is not a statistics anymore.
You heard the thesis of the gentleman, and I'm sure, just like me, he can't wait to have these conversations started. So let's go, gentlemen. Adamson, I start with you.
Okay, for me, I think Lionel Messi does not deserve to be the FIFA the best player on the planet Earth. Reasons is, what did Lionel Messi actually win last season? He won the only the La Liga title and They took third at the Copa America. When you're talking about the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo won the Scudetto last season, and he also won the UEFA Nations League. Sadio Mane won the UEFA Champions League. He won the Golden Ball, the Golden Boot rather, in the English Premier League. And the same thing you talk about Mohamed Salah also. These are some of the best players around on planet Earth now.
Isn't it funny when you have about 4 or 5 players just to compete with one man? You've mentioned Bernardo Silva, you've mentioned Cristiano Ronaldo, you've mentioned loads of players, yet there is only one man name in my lips.
Dari, you're saying Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi only won the La Liga last season. You're talking about scoring about 50 goals or 51 goals. Come on, Dari. His goals now the yardstick of picking the best player.
That is the beauty
on
of the game.
Earth.
We are talking about an individual accolade, and none of these guys come close to.
No, you want to talk. What did Messi really do at the Copa America last season?
What did Bernardo Silva did?
Come on, Bernardo Silva was one of the best players at the UEFA.
Did you get that? You just said one of.
Bernardo Silva.
The same way Lionel Messi was one of the best players in the Champions League. The same way is the best player in the league.
Gentlemen, let's just take it a step at a time so that we can have a wholesome conversation. So maybe we should just go, one at a time. But regardless, I'm getting it. I like the heat. I like the fire. But again, I want to hear you guys. So Adam, saying you were saying Bernardo Silva was one of the, or is he the best? Something.
Now, Bernardo Silva was the best player for Manchester City last season. Now, he was on the best 11 for the UEFA Nations League. This was a player that went on to win 4 trophies last season under Pep Guardiola.
That's a lot of trophies.
Come on, Dari.
Interesting things you said about Bernardo Silva, no doubt about it. It's one of, and we talk about the best in La Liga. Bernardo Silva could not even be the best in the English Premier League. Bernardo Silva could not be the best, even at the just concluded UEFA Nations League. Bernardo Silva could not be the best at the just voted Portuguese Player of the Year. Yet there is only one man that cut across him being the best. Excuse me, he also won the highest goal scorer in the just concluded Champions League. Yet it's not the best for you.
Dari, hold on. You're talking about individual records, yeah? Very good. Now, you said the only thing I've heard you mentioned right now is Messi scored 51 goals. Now, you're talking about moving towards Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay.
He was placed third at the just concluded FIFA The Best Award. Cristiano Ronaldo was the captain of the Portuguese team that won the UEFA Nations League. And now, we're moving from the club side to actually go to the country side. Now, for Argentina, what did Messi really do for Argentina?
He might not have done so much, but
we're talking about
as much
the
as he has
best
not
player
done much
on planet Earth.
In as much as for the year, obviously, is the best.
Okay, he went on to play for Argentina at the Copa America. Do you know where Argentina plays?
And we all knew
they
the
placed third.
And we all knew the controversy that happened in it.
And did you hear what
you know the good thing is
Maradona actually said something. He said, for him, Lionel Messi is not the best player.
And that is the issue. He's being compared to the greatest of all time, not even with his peers at this point
for
in
you,
time.
who is the greatest of all time?
Can you see
how for you, who is the greatest of all time?
Excuse me, you are not in that position to ask me why, because you are not the host of the show.
Greatest of all
what
time?
We are talking about here is who is the best player according to FIFA. Deservedly so, it needs to be Lionel Messi. What else do you want from this man?
Gentlemen, I'm sorry to come in here, but allow me, please. What exactly makes the best? FIFA the best in the context of it being, is it the individual or what you're able to do for your team or what you're able to do as a person in the sport? Because I don't think Lionel Messi 51 goals in 50 games could cut across as the only one. I also do not think Cristiano Ronaldo, but in all of these guys, what exactly is it, the trophy or is it the goals? We need to establish that here now.
Here is the thing. I mean, as much as he might not have won much, but one thing is important: your goals and your performance must rub off on your team. Just Lionel Messi, when he's not playing or where he's not playing so much or efficiently for the team, that tends to affect the team. Last season, that cannot be said of Cristiano Ronaldo. The absence of Cristiano Ronaldo meant little or nothing. I mean, to Juventus, maybe not financially speaking, but sports-wise, football-wise, they've been winning the Serie A like forever. They've won 7 before.
You made one point here. You made one point here that your performance must rub off.
Absolutely.
Now let's move to Virgil van Dijk. He was the UEFA best player. Okay. He won the award. Just concluded also for 2018-2019 season. This was the guy that won the Champions League also. Okay. Now in terms of rubbing off of your team, who would you think has done better? And don't forget one thing: Virgil van Dijk. went with Netherlands to the UEFA Nations League and they came out second
And
in that competition.
and now you are coming back to my point. Why? Because it's not. You cannot.
Now you're singular.
I was.
You're bringing out, Dari.
You can see you didn't even let me land.
The point you're bringing out is the number of goals Lionel Messi has scored.
Here is the thing. You talked about Virgil van Dijk rubbing off on the team. I mean, you look at that team. You have a certain Salah, who last season scored almost 27 goals. Mane scored 25 goals. Firmino, in terms of goals and assists, is arguably one of the best players in that team. You cannot pick out a Virgil van Dijk from that team without mentioning other players in the team. Go to Barcelona, for instance. Talked about the Barcelona team. The only person that comes to your last season is not even Luis Suarez, but rather a certain.
But that's not the same thing. That's if you are saying that as to regards influence, you should also say that as regards goals, because goals is not an individual thing in a game of football. A player just can't go and score.
Exactly.
Lots of players have always been in front of goal and they could not do what a certain Lionel Messi does. So what are we saying?
Now, I don't buy the idea of you just mentioning that Lionel Messi scored 51 goals in 50 games. Come on, I need something else. Like the fans are listening. If you are the president of FIFA, take for example, you are the president of FIFA. And they bring these guys, let's say 5 players, for example. Hold on, I'm going somewhere. Okay. They bring the likes of Lionel Messi, Bernardo Silva, Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, and Cristiano Ronaldo, and you throw it out there that, okay, now.
You mean in the year under review, right?
Yes, 2017, 2018 season. And they say, come on, you are the FIFA president now. Dari, pick a player who is the best player for last season in terms of all-round performance.
All-round performance, obviously, just shut yourself at the foot. It's obviously Lionel Messi.
Come on!
All-round performance no one was close to him. All-round performance.
That right there ends it for us. All right, so Dari and Adamson, you can see the gentleman right there. That right there was a good way to end this particular conversation. What a day. What a conversation we've had here. What manner of topic on Hotspot. It was indeed hot, and we'll look forward to having your own thoughts, on the particular matter. If at all you did feel or you do feel that Lionel Messi deserves FIFA the Best award. We'll go for a quick break, and when we return, it's time for my final whistle. Wow, what a conversation today. Back and forth here. Adamson Agada and Dario Guns going back and forth. Absolute beauty of a conversation. But here is my final whistle. It's, if at all, this particular year, FIFA the Best is to go by, it shows there's a lot of controversy surrounding it, from the Sudanese coach who came out to say, hey, I dropped a particular name and it was another name that reflected, to the Egyptian FA who came out to say, why weren't our votes valid? And then FIFA coming out to explain as well. But aside from all of those, I would like to look at it from the angle of the 2019 under review. But I mean, again, you guys are the one who hold up the aces, so maybe you should tell us what exactly you think in the comment section. But for me, as Babajide Guerrero, I do not think it was a 2019 for Lionel Messi. I think if I thought there was a man who could have won, just like the way we've seen it when it was done to Wesley Sneijder some time ago, where everybody thought he could have actually won, but he didn't win. It was also done to, who again, some couple of other players right there in world history, players that could have won it, Frank Ribery at some point, but that just didn't win it at that day. It was just that year where Lionel Messi just wasn't the clear-cut winner. Now, I'm not saying it wasn't good enough, but I'm just saying that in this particular year, there was a player in Bernardo Silva who delivered in trophies and in goals and in assists and in significance. For me, now I'm not speaking out for this gentleman, I'm speaking for myself, but I'm looking forward to hearing from your own thoughts as well. So do what to take out your phone, text us, let us know what is on your mind, and then go to our comment section on our YouTube page. This is where the curtain falls on today's production, but before we go, and before I go, I have to thank my man in the studios. Dario Guns, thank you so very much for coming through.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be around us.
As usual. Adamson Agada, now that malaria or whatever it is, we have to find a way to take it and throw it somewhere for a long time, okay?
Definitely.
Because we want to see you again next week, Saturday.
Definitely.
Do we have a deal now? Everybody on national TV knows you're coming back next week, Saturday. Okay, that was. Everybody in support of having Adamson Agada come back to Hotsports next Saturday. Say hi. The eyes have it. The eyes have it. Thank you so very much, guys. It's been a tremendous time to be your host here again on Hotsports. We will do this again next week, Saturday. Till then, take care of yourself and each other. My name is Babajide Guerrero.